Hello, everyone. It's Miss Hubble here coming to you with our second lesson for the week, which has to do with circles in the coordinate plane. Our goal today is to be able to write these circles in standard form, or the equations of these circles. But in order to do that, we need to use what's called completing the square. And you've done this both in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, but because it's been a while, I'm going to do a quick little review of completing the square. So we're going to be looking at two examples, and I will show you how to complete the square. We're not actually going to go through and completely solve it, but just be able to write using a squared term, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So the first step is that you need all of your variables on one side and your constants on the other. We're keeping the numbers in front of our variables, but the ones or the constants that are completely by ourselves, they're going to move. So we're going to be moving this 11. And in order to move a positive 11 or a plus 11, we'll just subtract 11 on both sides. Okay? So on the left-hand side, I'm left with x squared minus 12x equals, and on the right-hand side, I've got negative 11. And if you've noticed, I've left a big space there because we need to add something to both sides. So in order to add something to both sides, I'm going to put a placeholder in there, plus something, plus something, and we need to figure out what that something is. So in order to do that, we need to look at this term, the term in front of x. And what we're going to do, that's our b term, we're going to take that number, divide it by 2, then square it. So 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 squared is 36. So that 36 is what we're going to be adding to each side. The next step, we're just going to simplify. So that left-hand side, we're just going to rewrite that. X squared minus 12x plus 36 equals, and then negative 11 plus 36 is 25. But remember, we're completing the square, so I need to write that left-hand side as something squared. The left-hand side needs to look like something squared. And I can easily figure out what goes in there because you're always going to start with an x. You're going to use the symbol or the sign of whatever the number in front of b is. So in this case, it's a minus 12, so I'm going to put a minus here. And that number at the end is whatever number squared gives us 36, which we've already found. It's right here. It is 6. So as you can see, we rewrote this as something squared equals a number. We completed the square. X minus 6 squared equals 25. There are a couple other steps if you want to continue to solve this, but we don't need to solve it for our case for this lesson. So we're just going to stop right there. But now we're going to look at another example. So just like with the last time, the first thing we're going to do is we need to move this constant value. And in order to move a minus 15, we are just going to add 15 to both sides. So I'm going to have x squared plus 14x. And on the right-hand side, I've got 15. And then again, we need to add something to both sides so we can complete that square. Let's figure out what goes in that square. Remember, we need to take this b value, the number in front of x, divide it by 2, and square it. So I get 7. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 7 squared is 49. So we're going to be adding 49 to both sides. So our left-hand side, we keep that x squared plus 14x plus 49 equals 64. And then again, we need to write that left-hand side as something squared. We'll keep the right-hand side the same. Start with an x, take the sign here, plus, and then what number gives us 49? What number squared? Right there, 7. So we've written our left-hand side in squared form, and our answer is x plus 7 squared equals 64. And that is your review of completing the square.